This is Pokémon Scarlet and Violet running at a flawless 60 frames per second on Nintendo Switch 2. This is kinda mind-blowing if you play this game at all on Switch 1, where the frame rates often dipped into the 20s or even teens. It ran god-awful on Switch, especially in the open world, and here it is running flawlessly on Switch 2 at 60 frames per second. We can see this from a new Nintendo Today video that showcases this exact gameplay, and so far, based on what they're showing, this is going to be the biggest upgrade imaginable for Switch 2 for an existing Switch 1 game, because it is running perfectly. Again, look how smooth this is. This is mind-blowing. So yeah, you can check it out for yourself in the app today, Nintendo Today's app today, if you want. And yeah, we had to talk about this. We may even have a comparison soon to remind you of how poorly it ran before, in case you wanted to relive that horrible memory. Next, we have to talk about another video from Nintendo Today that I'm personally more excited for, being this one from Mario Kart World, because it shows off Shy Guy Bazaar with an awesome vantage point via the binoculars, and there's some new details I want to touch on. First of all, check that out! That's a UFO flying around in the desert, which is interesting for a few reasons. One, it's a freaking UFO, and I wonder if that's a vehicle we can take control of. I don't know if we've seen more of this in footage or not, but I do, I have to think that with the helicopter, the hovercraft, and then the semi-truck we've seen, that maybe you can hop into that and fly that around. Or maybe it's just a background detail. But that also makes me think of another game, being Super Mario Land, a game that had a predominant desert setting, though not exclusively, in which UFOs could also be found. And that brings up another detail, and that's the fact that this new palace here, which was not in the original Mario Kart 7 version of the track, is not only here, but has Daisy's emblem on it. Of course, Daisy is also synonymous with Super Mario Land and its region of Sarasa Land, which is commonly recognized as being a desert. Now, I know some of you, let me go play the video while I talk about this, because there's a lot to go over. I know some of you are gonna say Sarasa Land isn't exclusively a desert, and yes, we know, but it's so common now in people just recognizing Sarasa Land as being primarily a desert. I don't know, for whatever reason, it became the most recognizable place from the game. And with the fact that Mario Land enemies now appear here, it makes me think that not only is Nintendo perhaps cementing Sarasa Land as being more of a desert than anything else, but with Daisy's emblem being here, and now with the UFOs as well, I'm wondering if they really are like dialing in Sarasa Land both being a desert and Daisy being the ruler of this desert region. And again, I talked about this before, I wonder if this could possibly tie into the next Mario movie, and maybe having Daisy as a new character being the ruler of this desert kingdom. I could be looking too much into it, but in any case, that's a UFO that has me excited, and of course Daisy's Palace as well. Beyond that, there's lots of other, cute details here. You got the statues of the lions, I believe, like, with their actual, like, fountains there, spitting water out. You can see some P-switches, or at least a P-switch on the left there. There may be another one coming up, too. In the background, is that Bowser's Airship Fortress, I believe? So I didn't even recognize that. I didn't realize it was that close on the map, which is kind of neat. Oh, there's that other P-switch. I knew there was another one hiding around here. We can also see something else that I didn't even realize was here. There's the seaplane, by the way, which drops ion boxes everywhere. We've always seen those in the binocular view, so I don't know if it just follows you around or if there's just one in each region. In any case, oh, there's another P-switch. There's 3 P-switches we can easily see here, maybe even more. But I didn't recognize it. I didn't realize until now that there's seemingly a train track that goes around this region too. And I wonder, like, how far that stretches. I've not done a close-up, look at the map too often, so maybe we already know how far this train goes, but I just love trains in general. It's fun seeing it here. So yeah, everyone, that's a look at the new videos from Nintendo Today. I'm sure there's even more details to pick out here if you want, but if you want to watch them for yourself, they're in the Nintendo Today app. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to GameXplain for more on Switch 2 as we're very quickly approaching its release, and I am very excited to hop on and play Knockout Tour with all of you in particular, and figure out what that UFO is all about. So with that, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you later. Bye.